Hey everybody, Alex Weaver here in Studio 3 in Charlotte, North Carolina, joined by the Chief Operating Officer for NASCAR, Steve O'Donnell. First time I've introduced you, Steve, as the COO.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's get right into the racing product that we've seen with these next-gen cars. We're 9 races into this season, and we have seen the next-gen car on all different kinds of tracks, all of the tracks that we'll see through the remainder of the season. So what are your initial thoughts so far of this next-gen car?
I think if you go back prior to even the Coliseum race, it was, are we going to have parts? Are we going to have cars to show up at the Coliseum? If you got through the Coliseum, how are we going to race in Daytona? So you kind of put all of that aside and just really proud of the team at the R&D Center and frankly the entire industry. They came together, not only put together a car that's really successful on the track, but did it one after another. And now, you know, as you said, we've seen that car on every aspect of the track, from the short track that we just made up in the Coliseum right to just coming off the dirt. And it's been a phenomenal success. Certainly some things we want to learn, particularly around Martinsville. But the good news is we've got adjustability. We've got a great team that's already working on that. So I expect even better things when we go back in the fall.
Well, you mentioned Martinsville, so let's get right into the short tracks. We've seen 2 that we will see later in the season, and that's being Richmond and Martinsville. So these next-gen cars, I know a little bit different type of racing product that we'll see later in the year, hopefully.
Yeah, you know, still very early, right? We've been on Richmond and then Martinsville. So when you look at Martinsville in particular, some of the things we want to look at are, you know, really cold temps. How did that affect tire wear? So certainly some areas to look at on the tires. Shifting, you know, mixed bag in terms of do people like it or not. I didn't really love it. I think it takes the focus off, you know, each and every lap. It's a lot to do for a driver to concentrate on. So we'll go back up there. We'll look at the engines, we'll look at the car, look at the tires, and put together a package that we think can be an improvement when we go back in the fall.
Well, the most recent race was Bristol Dirt on Easter Sunday, so a little bit different for us racing on Easter Sunday, but we got to see these next-gen cars on a dirt track. What did you think of that? Yeah,
breaking obviously with a bit of tradition, but being able to be primetime on Fox, next-gen car in dirt, you know, we thought that was too good to pass up, and certainly saw the car go out there and perform, as did the drivers. Track did a terrific job prepping the track all night long despite the rain that we had. A wild finish with Kyle Busch sneaking in there at the end to get his first win. So, you know, I thought the weekend really delivered. Our fans continue to say, you know, keep doing something different and looking at what we can do to innovate on the schedule, and the dirt race certainly delivered for us.
And a follow-up on that one, I know fans have been excited for the dirt race for the last 2 years that we've had it, but the numbers were incredible as far as Bristol Motor Speedway and what they were looking at. So 2023, we getting dirt again?
You know, we hope so. Still kind of dissecting just to make sure, you know, we've got all things in place in terms of, you know, what the fan feedback was and television, and having a primetime window was really important. But, you know, certainly liked what we had this weekend and would love to see that continue.
Are you seeing mud flaps in your sleep?
I was, a little bit of rain too, so it was nice to kind of get that race in. For a while it didn't look like it was going to happen, but right. The track staff did an incredible job. Steve Swift, you know, sat next to me up in race control, and I don't know how he pulled it off, but the track was continually ready and able to get it in.
We nearly saw our 4th first-time winner of the NASCAR Cup Series with Tyler Reddick win that race. Ultimately, it ended up being a Busch in victory lane, but we have 3 first-time winners. We see teams like Trackhouse Racing, who is new in the sport, running up front. We see teams like Petty GMS that are running up front and leading laps. Has that been because of this next-gen car and the parity that it's brought to the sport?
You know, I'd like to hope so. I think when you go back and look at why did we do this, you know, we really didn't have a sustainable business model for our race teams. And so this was an area for us to hopefully strengthen the bigger teams in terms of what they could do and really look at putting all of their efforts toward the on-track product and focus on the drivers, and then bring in some new owners that didn't necessarily have to be a parts manufacturer. You know, Justin bet on coming in with Trackhouse that this was the model we were going to go with. He's certainly proven himself. I looked down and he's running 1 and 2 at Bristol, and they've done really well. So you're seeing that with a lot of the new teams, not just coming in and competing for a 30th place, but moving up the ladder and really going out there and showcasing their driver's skills.
And last but not least, all eyes on Talladega this weekend. It'll be the 3rd race for this Super Speedway package. You excited to get down to Alabama?
I love Talladega. You know, you obviously never know what to expect, but from what we've seen at Daytona and Atlanta, certainly the next-gen cars performed. Anybody can win that one. A lot of drivers eager to win. You've already got a number of playoff spots filled, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, bring it on. We're ready for Talladega. Race fans, hope you tune in to this Sunday's race, racing in the Super Speedway banks of Talladega. Steve, thank you so much for your time.